Hello all, welcome back to the world of Sunhaven. This time, I'll be answering the pressing question on everyone's minds. How many hits with a scythe does it take to beat DYNUS, and can it be done in one shot? Let's get to it. When I was in the character creation screen, I realised something I hadn't noticed before. The default character looks a little familiar. That's right, I decided to place in a self-insert, making me the latest victim to my whimsy. After messing around a bit and changing a couple slight details, I hopped into the world, ready to make my mark. In a first ever, I didn't place my house psychotically close to the selling portal. However, as usual, and the scam swooped in to rob me of my money. But was it a scam this time? She gives you a scythe as part of her deal, so this time it was more like a boon. To get to DYNUS, you actually have to progress in the quest line, so I will be planting the seeds and watering them this time, which actually made for a refreshing change. After ploughing through more menial tasks set by the various plot devices, I eventually had a chat with Rosa. She gave me the first taste of combat I would get to experience, as well as a crossbow. I knew the challenge will be using a scythe, but messing around with ranged options in the meantime can be fun. After a couple days of following quest lines, I found a small mana tome out in the forest. You know what this means? While mana won't be needed in the final fight necessarily, it will help with the build up. I'll be needing to cast a lot of spells to complete tasks at a faster pace to earn resources quicker, as well as the other benefits that high mana can give. A few bulletin quests and gifts to residents later, and I had the community tokens to buy my first Elixir of Ferocity. This bad boy will permanently increase my attack by a whole 2 points. Oh boy, I can't wait to only need 1 or 2 more before I can deal massive damage. Oh man, you have no idea how much time I'd spend gaining attack potions to increase my damage. Yet. So anyway, the scythe currently deals 2 to 3 damage, and 5 on a critical hit. What a great start! After watching Lucia materialise herself in front of me and receiving the blessing of Elios, I proceeded to grab all of the necessary, and frankly unnecessary, spells to boost myself. That Cumulus being the most important, as soon enough I'd be in Nelvari, where I would spend a lot of time digging in the mines for the blue crystals to buy strength potions. After grinding for Ethereal Axe, Earthquake and Rain Cloud, I was summoned by the Cow God, who blessed me with the power of utter nonsense. Just like any other Monday, I suppose. An in-game month went by, and I became strong enough to reap leafies in a single swing. Behold the power of stuffing my face with food and drinks. Eventually, I decided to get married and have a child. Turns out the power and love and friendship doesn't do that much for your max damage. Eventually, I had made it to DYNUS. I had 5 out of his 9 altars complete, but decided to see what my damage looked like at the moment based on a single swing. Yeah, that's kind of pitiful. You might be thinking, wow, you really glossed over a lot of the storyline progression and stuff here. Well, my answer to that is that this was probably about 1% or less of the total gameplay that I'd spend trying to complete this challenge. As you saw, this dude has like 90,000 hit points, and I hit for the tiniest slither of that currently, so I'd need a lot of attack damage. More on that later. After some bargaining, DYNUS lifted the fog around Sunhaven for me, and I completed his last remaining altars. I then proceeded to finish maxing out all of the skill perks in the game. So what's the damage looking like now? Respectable is one way to put it, but that's not enough. In this game, scythes are treated as having the same properties as a sword, a feature I may mention in a future video I have planned. to do the same lunging slash, as that's what I'll use as individual hits in the final count. Now, the intention was to make the most out of the Nelvari mines to farm for strength potions. Each potion costs 300 mana crystals, and on a 40-minute per day speed, I was gaining somewhere between 7 and 10 potions each game day, accounting for when I started on each day and how long past 6 PM I decided to stay for, which admittedly wasn't too often. For anyone who uses this method to gain stats, I implore you not to buy 5 potions at a time. Silas will rip you off and give you 3 instead. Buy them one at a time in the menu. The mines cost 1 key per entrance, and you'll go in a lot of times, so you'll want keys. A lot of keys. Here's footage of Slimicus dying in 1 hit, bypassing his phases where he spawns minions. This got me hopeful about being able to bypass DYNUS' phases as well, but we'll get there when we get there. So, now with the Slime King gone, I rushed through the combat tower to gain all of the bonuses. It was easy stuff at this point, but hey, extra damage and attack speed for me, hurrah! After overplaying the game for about 200 to 220 hours since the beginning of my plans, a real-life month had passed. I decided to finish off Dizzy in the mines to complete the museum and proceeded to go to the Nelvari mines one last time. At this point, I gained over 2,600 attack. Let's see what this can do. Six hits. That's all it took. Now, to answer the question of can you beat DYNUS in one shot, I actually went back to DYNUS on the next game day to see the fight regularly. It turned out that I had managed to skip a whole phase. There's meant to be water and stuff at the end, and yet I didn't have to do it when I fought with my scythe. This would indicate that yes, you can defeat DYNUS in one shot. You'll notice that the black bars are just an indication of when the phases come by, but you can still attack through them. However, I'm not going to spend another over 4 months to get the 20,000 or so attack I'd need to guarantee the one shot. If anyone wants to take over that mantle, or module damage to see it for yourself, be my guest. But for this one, we've come to the end. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again soon.
You know what I've learned, kid? The early bird catches the lemon, and makes it into lemonade. Or something like that.